The news about the new Harry Potter casting actually broke, I believe, while we were live on Friday.
We were live.
Is that right, Jay? We were live on Friday when the news came out that Papa Esidu, who had been eyed to play Severus Snape in the Harry Potter series, which generated a significant amount of controversy a couple months ago when that story broke. Not that he was being cast, but simply they were taking a look at him for the role. And it generated a lot of controversy because he looks nothing like the way the character is described in great detail over and over again in the books, because Papa Esidu is, spoiler alert, black. And now it appears that this is official, that this is a casting that is happening. Papa Esidu closing deal for Severus Snape. And certainly what we have witnessed over the course of the weekend, this is not some, it's just a small group of people who think this is bullshit, the people that are railing against DEI, the people who don't like race swaps. No, there is a large section of people, including people that aren't political, including people from the other political side of the aisle, who are saying, I'm all for diversity and for, changing some cast members, but this is the wrong person to do it to. And it 100% is. Harry Potter fans fume at blackwashing as HBO closing in on actor to play Snape. Just horrible casting. According to Deadline, Esidu, 34, is reportedly closing his deal to play the Potions Master hero, Byronic hero, while Oscar and Emmy-nominated actress Janet McTeer is in negotiation to play Minerva McGonagall, who had previously been portrayed by Dame Maggie Smith. The news of Esidu's potential casting has sparked outrage on social media, with many fans expressing their disapproval. I have nothing against Papa Esidu. I'm sure he's a great actor, but no one can do what Alan Rickman did. And I don't even think it goes beyond that. Alan Rickman gave a great portrayal, but he doesn't look anything like the way Snape looks. He doesn't look anything like the way that Snape is described in the books. And what HBO told us was that this was going to be a faithful adaptation of the books. Explicitly, that's how they pitched this to fans. That's what they told everyone. And one of the first casting announcements that gets made means you're not being fucking faithful.
Exactly.
Papa Esidu is a good actor. I like him in The Outrun, but what the fuck is this? There's not a single thing about him that screams Snape. It's not even so weird. It's interesting. It's just horrible casting. Others criticize the casting choices as blackwashing and claimed Esidu doesn't match Snape's description from the books. And Jay, even our boy Paul Tassi over at Forbes got in on this. Papa Esidu as Snape sets off 5 different Harry Potter controversies. And here's the multiple reasons, right? The casting has set off a long string of conversations from many different sides of the fandom, or even outside that, for multiple reasons. On social media, the reactions range from the following. Severus Snape is supposed to be far from traditionally attractive. And Esidu, star of Gangs of London and I May Destroy You, is ... certainly conventionally attractive. Well, there you go. It's a strange way of putting it, Paul. It almost feels like if they'd have to force him to wear loads of makeup or even prosthetics to fit this role, which seems somewhat baffling. And although
hold on.
Go ahead.
Loads of makeup, so they're saying that they would make him white?
That's not what he's referring to.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to clear this up because I'm like, what the freak?
So he's referring to the way that Snape looks apart from the color of his skin, which
like
is the long, greasy black hair, a long hooked nose, right? Like shit like that. And Snape is an ugly motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. Even Alan Rickman is probably too traditionally handsome or whatever to play the character. He should be an ugly piece of shit, just for the record.
Got it.
In addition to his looks, Severus Snape is also described as the following in the Harry Potter books when he's introduced. Snape is described as a thin man with sallow skin, a large hook nose, and yellow uneven teeth. He has shoulder-length, greasy black hair which frames his face, and cold black eyes. So Esidu is certainly a departure from that for multiple reasons, including his race. And I just want to point out, too, that for the people, and this dumb fuck, I destroyed this stupid cocksucking piece of shit.
I'm glad you got your tweet because I wanted you to pull that up.
Yes. This is the exact description of Snape from the book. He has greasy black hair, a hooked nose, and sallow skin. None of that points to a specific race of a person, says Ryan. I'm embarrassed to share a name with you. You dumb cock-sucking fuck. Of course, he got community noted. J.K. Rowling has drawn 4 illustrations of Severus Snape as a white man. In the 10th anniversary of the first book, she listed one of the illustrations of Snape as she always saw him. And obviously, he is white. But the problem is, if you just go with that same line over and over again, the same thing you'll get if you type it into Google and they give you the first introduction of his character. And that's what AI tells you. That's what Grok tells you, because Google AI and Grok are fucking retarded as well. It omits the other, the majority of the rest of the book and the other 6 novels, where he multiple times specifically is described as pale, as white. There's one where Snape was white-faced and tight-lipped. There's another when Snape was white with rage. And there's another, one of the very last appearances we have from the character, where his face is literally described as marble white. So you have to ignore all of those other things to pretend like the description of him doesn't specifically point to his race. It absolutely fucking does.
Yeah, they should never have made that statement that they're going to be, they're going to follow along with the book. Don't worry, guys. It's going to be a true adaptation of the book.
Yeah, you know what? If they'd come out and they said, hey, this is going to be a modern day reimagining, then you know what? People would totally have expected this and people wouldn't have got excited about it in the first place and all these things.
Yes.
But you told people it's going to be a faithful adaptation. And then this might be my favorite. Obviously, Acedu's black. While being black or white may not be inherent to Snape's character, Potter fans note this will set up situations like James Potter bullying a young black kid in the 70s, which are certainly not good optics, and totally change the dynamics of a Lily James Snape storyline. And yeah, this is one of my favorite posts right here. So I guess this scene where Harry's dad hangs Snape from a tree is not going to be in the new adaptation. And then the best part, I think, is actually this reply. And this is a direct quote from the books. Wait for the moment where Lily asks James why he hates Snape so much. And his answer, quote, it's more the fact that he exists, if you know what I mean.
Whoa. Yeah, that won't be in the show.
Right? All of
that won't be in the show. They won't do that.
All of these things now have to be viewed through a little bit different lens now that you blacked Severus Snape. The kid who's from a shitty part of town, who gets bullied for wearing secondhand clothes. He's poor, right? He's ugly. This is the person who you now have turned into a black dude that gets bullied by white people. It's a fucking joke. It's a disaster. And even I've seen a lot of Harry Potter channels or creators or whatever that typically do not get involved in any type of culture war, whatever. And even when they apologetically are like, look, I'm all for diversity, but this is the wrong choice. It's garbage. You have pissed off a large portion of the fan base with race swapping this incredibly important character in the series. It's garbage. It's bullshit.
I wonder if they're going to do more of it. Maybe they'll race swap some other characters. They should literally come out, like you said, and just say, well, we're going to take some liberties to make it more suitable for a modern audience.
I put out a post yesterday that was literally just a joke. I said, report Forrest Whitaker cast to play Mad-Eye Moody in the Harry Potter series. And a lot of people took it seriously. But I mean, after this casting announcement, how could you not take it seriously?
You used that picture of Forrest Whitaker with his eye all jacked up, too. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah. So that was the point. Yeah, that was the point.
That was a nice touch.
But yeah, if they're going to do this to a character who so clearly is white, described as white, and is so important to the series, and changing the color of his skin completely recontextualizes so many parts of his life. If just by doing that, like, you could fucking do anything's up, like, fair game now.
Sure.
Harry Potter could be a little Indian boy. They could do anything.
You think they're gonna bring in the gay romance?
No.
You sure?
What, for Dumbledore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so, because it's not part of the books at all, right? And there
was a black Snape.
I know, but what I'm saying is the like that part of Dumbledore's life is from 70 years prior.
Right.
And is not really addressed in the books at all. It's obviously they refer to it in the seventh one as something that happened in the past or whatever, but I don't think there's really an opportunity. But knowing them, they could make it an opportunity, I suppose.
He'll have a
But it's
flashback just so they could add the scene.
Yeah, I don't think they will, but
He'll stare into the water, you know, and like
the pensive.
he'll go into some memory of
He'll
lost
go into a
love.
memory, like he'll go into Dumbledore's memory, and all of a sudden Grindelwald is just butt fucking Dumbledore. Like,
And be like, oh, it was a simpler time back then. It was a simpler time. And now here we are.
maybe they'll turn James black too, so it's just like black on black violence. Nobody cares about that. And then Harry will be half black and assume that James is the father, but really Snape is the father.
I mean, I guess we don't spoil it, but Snape comes around at the end, though, doesn't he? Like, it's kind of like the hero.
Well, he doesn't come around at the end. Like the entire time he is working like this the entire time. As
Yeah, he's
Dumbledore's
working
agent.
undercover, trying to get
Yes.
things done. So,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
he helps save the wizarding world. Like, there's no
Yeah.
doubt. And he was very brave to do what he did and all that. But it doesn't make him also not a massive pile of shit. So, and he is directly for the record, Snape is the reason that Harry's parents get killed and that Voldemort tries to kill Harry. Because Snape is the one who overhears part of the prophecy and then reports it to Voldemort. And then realizes that Voldemort interprets the prophecy as it being Harry Potter, Lily's son, and is going to go there to kill that child and the entire family. And Snape begs and pleads with Voldemort to, well, just kill James and just kill the baby, spare Lily. Right? That's what Snape is pleading. He's fine with this person that he supposedly loves, with her husband dying, with her child dying, as long as she gets spared. And when Snape finally realizes that he doesn't think that Voldemort's going to do that, he comes to Dumbledore to ask for help to protect the Potters. Now, Snape already kind of knew that this was happening and already had moved the Potters. Like, he knew what was going on. But he uses that opportunity to essentially get Snape to pledge himself to do what he wants him to do in an attempt to save Lily, this person that he has this love for. Doesn't work, dies anyway. Voldemort does give her the opportunity to step aside, but she refuses to. She had the opportunity to live, but instead decides to die for her child, which gives Harry Potter the love protection. And, you know, we know how the story goes from there. But yeah, Snape's a pretty complex character.
Somebody in the chat said, so they're making Undercover Brother 2.
I just want to see Snape's dark mark, yo. Where's Snape's dark mark? Are we going to be able to see it on him? Does he even need to wear long sleeves to cover up the dark mark?
Maybe it'll be a white mark.
Probably not.
They'll just change it.
Anyway, yes. Black Snape. I think it's going to be a nightmare.